Welcome back. In the previous video, we saw the basics of TypeScript. We had a look at what are the basic types present in TypeScript, and we also had a look at interfaces. I hope you were clear with the basic concepts. Let me know if there was any doubt. Feel free to mention it in the comments. Let's move further with our application. Before integrating the types with our application, let's do one thing. Let's download the Pokemon data. So I created a sort of object for you. I created a sort of data for you which contains the list of information of every Pokemon out there. So you can do two things. Either you can copy and paste this link, which is theleanprogrammer.com/AAM/PokemonData.ts. So you can paste this link here and press enter. So once you do that, this file will be downloaded to your system, which will be PokemonData.ts. You can copy and paste this file in your src directory, or you can go to my GitHub repository, which is github.com/theleanprogrammer/AAM. I repeat myself, github.com/theleanprogrammer/AAM. Inside this repository, you'll find this file PokemonData.ts. So I want you to go inside this and copy and paste all of this data. You can click on raw. Once you click on raw, you will find the raw implementation of this file here, and just press Ctrl+A to select everything, and then Ctrl+C to copy this content. After that, I want you to go inside your src directory and then create a new folder named data. Instead of doing that, you can also directly create a new file called PokemonData.ts, but I prefer having the data inside a separate directory. So inside here, let's create a new folder, a new file. Let's call it PokeData.ts or PokemonData.ts, whatever you wish to. Let's call PokemonData.ts and just paste that data here. So once you do that, so you'll notice that it's a very long file. It's very long file because it has all the information, including the images for all our Pokemons. Awesome. So now that we have this here, let's quickly import this file in our app.tsx. Perfect. Let's do one thing. Let's create a component.didMount function. So you already know about component.didMount function from the second project where I talked about the lifecycle methods. So component.didMount lifecycle method it's just a lifecycle method. Lifecycle methods are just some simple functions which run at some individual points in the life cycle of a React application. When I say the life cycle of a React application, I mean the point of time where several things happen. For example, as soon as you launch the website, the component is going to get launched or get mounted to the screen. Before it gets mounted, the constructor is called. After it gets mounted, component.didMount is called. We can check that very easily. We can just do a console.log here and say component was mounted. So as soon as the app component gets mounted on the screen, this function will get called. There are a lot of more functions like component.didUpdate and so on, which run on their own lifecycle points. For example, component.didUpdate runs at the time whenever the state of the application is updated, causing the component to re-render. Whenever the component is re-rendered, component.didUpdate gets called. So we use these lifecycle methods to be able to perform some operations at the various lifecycle points of our React application. Let's have a look at this. So let me go back to my Pokédex application and let me open my console. So as soon as I open this, it will say component was mounted. As soon as I refresh it, it will say component was mounted. So yes, it runs every time whenever the component is mounted. So let's just do one thing. So as you can notice here, in the Pokemon data, I am exporting the Pokemon data. It's basically a list of information about every Pokemon. So let's import this. Let's store it in some sort of variable. Let's say const Pokedata equal to Pokemon data. So as soon as I do that, you know that my VS Code is going to auto import it from me. If you're using another text editor which does not have an auto import feature, you will need to do this step manually. You will need to import the Pokemon data object from the Pokemon data file like this. So it's just a single line import curly braces. Since it's not a default export, it's not a default export, so you'll have to open the curly braces and then Pokemon data and then close the curly braces and then from the relative path of that particular file. That's it. It's very, very simple. So now let's pause here and let's start integrating our types from the next video. So that's it. See you in the next video. Bye bye.